How do I look? It looks like I need a goddamn haircut is what I need. Maybe I'll get one tomorrow. So many things around here. I got a party get-together tomorrow to go to. The wife and her friends. Horse people. Maybe they'll bring a horse brush and brush my hair. How's that look? The peewee. All right, let's see what happens. You ready? Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
I think I'm over it now. When I say I'm over it now, give you a little background on what happened over the last 72 hours. So I was, like I normally do, laying in bed at Monday or Tuesday. Take that back. Forget everything I just said because it's a lie. But I was laying in bed on Tuesday, and my wife leaves early in the morning. So I usually take my earplugs out and take my little blinder mask off, and I look at the world and I go, time to start the day. And what happened was I grabbed my phone, and it's kind of like an anxiety type thing because my world stops as soon as I go to bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like going, oh shit, what did I do on Facebook? What did I do on Instagram? What did I say? Am I bleeding? No. Cancer mole, something. And I grab my phone and I kind of peel the crust out of my eyes, and I look at my phone and I go, oh my God, look at all those Facebook notifications. You know, you look at on your home screen, you're like going, what did I say? What did I do? That type thing as I was wrapping up my evening before I go to bed. And I get a little loose-lipped, sink ship type deal. And on Tuesday morning, I looked at my phone and I saw like 4 or 5 notifications. I'm like, oh, that's not a bad night. I must have did something good during that time. And I look at the Facebook notifications and it says, someone asked to be a friend. And I looked at them and I go, all right, I don't know that person, but it's on a third-party Facebook page that I have. And then I go to my Facebook feed and see all the notifications up top. Normally, a good day is if it's below 10. A bad day is when it's 50, because then, it's just a thread of all the different shit. So anyways, I start clicking on it, and it says, like in the middle of me clicking on it, my screen blanks out and goes, your session is offline. You need to sign back in. Oh, all right. Well, I'll sign back in. Unfortunately, we can't do that for you, Travis. Oh, really? Unfortunately, we can't do that. And you're going to sign back in. No, fortunately, we can't sign back in. No, can't do it. Can't do it. And then I look through my emails, because that's the next thing I do, and it says, according to Instagram, Blair Remington 00300 on your Instagram account can't follow the rules of terms of engagement or whatever it is, whatever that thing is. And so I'm like, well, I can fix this, change my password, do all that. No, I can't do anything. And I do another show called Deacon Live, and I discussed this on Wednesday. So what are the 5 steps of dealing with this situation? I think it's denial, anger, plea, minutes, realization. I don't know. I'm just making things up. But I mean, you know what I'm talking about. There's 5 stages of where your body goes like, what? And then your body comes back down and goes, okay, I get it. I accept it. And so this all happened on Tuesday. The long and the short is my whole entire Instagram account, which I don't really check too often. I post a couple pictures on there just to be, sociable and stuff. I never like anyone's thing on Instagram or anything like that. I don't tap the stuff, what kind of Muppet baby would you be if you were a Muppet baby? That type of stuff. I never click on that. What would you look like if you were Lord of the Rings? No, I never tap on those things because I'm like, I always make fun of people going, oh, my thing got hacked. And that's how they get hacked. I never do those things. But because something happened on my Instagram account, which is linked to Facebook because, Meta and stuff. I've been blocked out of my Facebook account. Now, this is where I get upset, but I'm at the point of acceptance right now. Because I have tried I've watched every video, I've looked through everything to get my account. It's not necessarily my personal Facebook account, which has, I think it's maxed out at like 5,000 people, but it's all the other business accounts that I have. I have the This Is 50 Facebook account, which is connected to my personal account. It's the Prophet Radio. It's the Deacon Live Show. It's all the other sub pages that are connected to mine. I cannot access any of them. And a total of maybe 15 to 20,000 followers that I have between the five, secondary pages, I've lost them all. There's nothing I can do. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, there's something you can do. No, there's nothing I can do. It says my account has been deleted. And doing some research and watching all these Muppet Babies on YouTube, not Muppet Babies, but these talking heads, these girls are like, I fixed my YouTube account and I fixed my Instagram account and blah, 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 blah. And this is how you do it. And you just send them a nice little letter. I don't have that opportunity because I can't sign into any of my accounts. So the next thing I do is go into make sure my chicken account's fine. Make sure all my business accounts are fine. Everything's fine. There's nothing weird activities. But whoever signed into my Instagram account, I could see it. It happened on the 17th. What day is the 17th? Is it the 17th? 17th was a Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday morning at like 5:55 a.m. Well, I'm not up by then. When I got to my phone and signed on, everything was shut down. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't search. I couldn't do anything. So I was at this point where I was so pissed. And now I'm come to the point where I've accepted it. But here's the hard part. I was thinking about douching the whole thing anyways. Like just douching everything because I've got all this different, nothing matches. There's not I don't have a collective group of people that want to support me in a certain thing. Oh, I gotta take this. Hold on. Oh, that's a good hay. That's a good, everything's happy hay.
Well, it's not perfect, but he's fine today.
Okay.
Yeah, they did the little beamer thing on him last night, and he's still on the anti-inflammatory. So I did the beamer on him again today, and I actually got on and did I worked him for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Okay, I'll see you when I get home.
Okay.
I'll be quiet when I get home, so I won't.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt. Okay.
All right.
Love you.
Bye. Sorry, I had to take that phone call real quick. All right, where I live on. I was thinking about just getting rid of a whole bunch of websites, or not websites, the Facebook pages, and kind of converging them all into one actual genre of topics and stuff, because I was kind of spread out. So the long of this short is both my Instagram, which I don't care about, and my Facebook page, which is the Frankenstein of all the other shows, the other podcasts that I do, they're gone. Everything's gone. So as of now, if you'd like to get a hold of me, or if you want to talk about anything, we have the YouTube channel, which is, hear me, please. Me here in the studio, waving to you guys. Make sure you go over there and give us a like and subscribe. This is the only time I'm going to beg, because it's going to take me a minute or two. I don't know if I'm going to get back on Facebook, and I'll give you I'll get into those details. I know I've dragged on a little bit. I'm going to get into those details. I feel good, and I'll tell you why. So stick around. I'll be right back. So as you guys know, every morning when I wake up, when my wife leaves and I get up, I take all my medication. I say medication. It's not real medication, except for one. I have a high blood pressure. Was it Voltaren? Something like that. I'm at 180 milligrams just for my high blood pressure. But so what I've been doing since you guys been listening to the show for any length of time, you know that I went on a cruise to Alaska and came back and stuff. And I knew I was going to be walking on the cruise a lot. I don't want to say I'm a heavy guy, but I was heavier than I was now. And I wanted to get in shape as best I can to deal with all the walking. So we came back from the cruise, and I almost died because an infection and stuff. You can go back and listen to all those shows. But I said, you know what, I'm going to keep walking. I feel good. Because normally when my wife leaves in the morning, she leaves the house anywhere from 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. I've got literally nothing to do. I say nothing to do. I don't have anything planned or I need to get a hold of or to do right away because I've got all day. I've got all day to do it. So I said, you know what? I'm tired of just being a lazy bum, laying in bed till 8:30 or something like that. So I get up and I walk for an hour and 15 minutes. I do 4 miles now, and I've been doing it every single day. One thing that pisses me off is when I'm walking, I'm not a retard, okay? I know how to walk. That's the least I can say. I know how to fucking walk. I've got nice walking shoes. The road that I walk on is a cul-de-sac. It's a half mile down and a half mile back. So 1 lap all the way down and all the way back on the cul-de-sac. Now it takes me a good, 50 yards to get to that cul-de-sac because it's kind of behind our house and stuff. For those of you who don't know, we sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses, dogs, chicken, cats, all that stuff. So we have a farm and ranch at the same time. And they're building a new neighborhood. I say neighborhood, it's only one street. They're putting about 10 houses back there. Nice houses. Ooh, man, nice houses. And so that street, there's no cars, there's no traffic, there's no nothing. But it is like this, if you're watching me on the video. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. It's a North Carolina country road. It's not flat, not like big cities and stuff. So it's kind of a workout for me. And there's always like a gravel or dirt or something in the road just because of the rain and the way it washes out and runouts and stuff. And we have to worry about flood warnings and stuff like that, or flash flood warnings, which is new to me. So after a good storm or something like that, I've got all these about the size of a green pea rocks all over the place. They've collected it and I'm walking and I try to walk around them, and every fucking time, man, I get a fucking rock in my shoe. How do I get a rock in my shoe walking? I know how to walk. I'm walking do, and I've got whatever podcast I'm listening to, mostly this one. No, I'm kidding. I do listen to this to make sure editing errors and stuff. But I'm walking, I'm listening to like news podcasts and all that, and all of a sudden I feel this right in my ankle because I wear the Skechers shoes that are made for walking, high density Skechers shoes. I feel the rock pop up and get right there at my ankle, and I go, fuck. I'm gonna have to walk until this rock goes down my ankle, and then bounce around at the bottom of my shoe until I step on it, and then I have to stop. And there's no, on the side of the road, there's nowhere to like sit down. I have a hard time bending over, take my shoe off, hold on to the mailbox, shake the rock out, put my shoe back on, tie it on, and keep walking. The reason why it pisses me off, outside of being uncomfortable, there was an interview with James Gandolfini many years ago about his character in The Sopranos. He's like, they asked him, how do you maintain that edge, that like you're always angry? And he says, before every shoot where I have to be that way, I stick a rock in my shoe and I walk around on that all day long. And I go, I know the feeling. I know exactly the feeling that you get when you're like, oh, fucking rock in my shoe. Do I have time to take it out? No, I don't have time. So he would walk around with this rock in his shoe to get into character as Tony Soprano on The Sopranos. And I just thought that was funny. So every time I get a rock on my shoe, I'm like, God damn it, James Gandolfini, fuck you. R.I.P., by the way. Let's see, make sure I write this down. 305. So, as you guys know, or as I just told you, that on my social media, outside of TikTok, outside of LinkedIn, is that social media? Do people use that site for anything? And there's a couple other professional sites that I'm on. My Facebook and Instagram sites are done. Zippo, gone. See you later. Bye. Launch you off to the moon. That's where you're going. And for the first couple days, because this happened on Tuesday, today's Friday. We do the This is 50 show every Friday, about 1 o'clock. We're running a little bit late today, so bear with me. I'm always running late. Got a rock in my shoe. It took me a good 48 hours to not grab my phone regularly and scroll through like Facebook. And then I set it back down, or Instagram. I'll go to Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook. So those times now that I don't have access to those, I'm sitting there going, it's like an addict. It's like looking for, another cigarette. It's looking for another, whatever your addiction is, chocolate, alcohol, meth, fentanyl, cotton candy, whatever your addiction is. I don't judge. We all have them. Just some are more terminal than others. And I'd sit there and I reach for my phone and I go, oh no, I have no access to it. It took me a good 36 hours. Let's do 36. 48. After 48, I was like going, God, I wasted a whole lot of time just sitting there scrolling through my Facebook, and it wasn't beneficial to me. Now, as you guys know or might not know, I do 3 different podcasts. And even during editing, like today's show, I would sit there, if I got bored with editing, because it's just, listening to stuff back and forth, I would stop and grab my phone and just scroll through Facebook for like 10, 15 minutes. I go, oh shit, I got to get back to work. I'm at that point now where that withdrawal has gone away. So it's taken 48 hours for me to wean myself, maybe 56 hours, to wean myself after doing that whole grabbing the phone and going through it. I watched a documentary many years ago about a guy who was in rehab for smoking, not crack. Yeah, let's say crack, because I don't know what he was smoking. He goes, just picking up that lighter and clicking it in my hand made me want to smoke crack. He goes, as long as you don't bring those elements into me, I'm fine. But it's that smell. I don't know what, well, I do know what crack smells like. Not that I did it. I had a girlfriend who was living with a drug dealer, and I was like, God, that stinks in here. He would grab his lighter, and the warmth, he said the warmth of the spoon. Just the heating it up or whatever, whatever his drug was. It's those things, those initial reactions to stuff. And I was the same way. I grabbed my phone, and as soon as I grabbed my phone, my brain goes, you need to find out what's going on Facebook. And I was like, now I'm not. Now I don't. And it took me, like I said, 56 hours. Now, what am I going to do in the future? I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. This just happened this week. I need to sit down, recollect my stuff, maybe restructure everything that's going on. But that's what's going on right now. So if you don't see us on This is 50 Facebook, it's gone. Sorry, everyone. But well, you know what you can do? You can go over to YouTube and support us over there as well until I figure all this shit out. Let's see, where are we at? I'm losing time here. I had a conversation with Duke Energy, who is working on the cul-de-sac. So I'll dive into the story that I had with him, the main guy. I've been here, 42 some odd years. And just a little eye-opening thing that I noticed that was going on the street, and his interpretation of what was going on. So stick around, I'll be right back. So one of the days I was walking down the street of the cul-de-sac. This is my world, man. I'm telling you. I live in a very, very small world. Walmart, the feed store, and that stupid cul-de-sac that they're putting houses on. That's it. I have no communication with anyone else other than you guys. And you're like, oh, well, Travis, you do all these different podcasts and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I'm here. I've got a studio here, and it's a self-contained studio. People come in here, I do the show, and then they leave. People come in here, I do a show, and then they leave. And then I'm sitting here in front of this computer and stuff. That's why in the morning, I like to take an hour to myself before anything gets started, before I have to do any editing, any social medias, which I'm not doing anymore because fucking the pages are all canceled, which might free up. It might free up, an extra 2 hours in my day, every day. So I go for a walk. on this cul-de-sac, and people have commented, "You're doing good, man." One guy came up to me and was like going, "Did you have some work done or something on your leg?" And I go, "Why? Did my legs look bad?" And at the time, I stepped in an ant pile, mowing the lawn and stuff, so I had like all these little pin scars or pin little scabs on my leg. He thought they were like insertions for surgery. I go, no, why? God, am I that bad? And he's kind of like, no, I'm just, you're out here walking and sometimes you're running. I use that term loosely, running. I do a shuffle. If you were to put a scratch paper or sandpaper underneath my feet and put flint on the bottom of it, I'd start a fire. That's how I run. Shuffling my feet. So the last house on the left-hand side, as I'm going down the cul-de-sac before I hit that little roundabout thing, was bought about 4 years ago by a couple from New York. Didn't realize that up until now, actually, because I got into a conversation with the guy. He gets there, let's say on Monday or whatever. Now, these houses aren't on top of each other, but, you can see each other. You can throw a baseball and hit the other guy. You have to be really good at throwing a baseball, though. And he comes out as I'm walking, doing my rounds and stuff, and he introduced himself a while back, and, "Hello, how you doing?" He comes out this time, and I pass his house as I'm walking. I pass his house. His house is on my right-hand side as I'm walking. And he's got a gravel driveway, which is common here in North Carolina. My driveway's gravel, only because we don't want a concrete thing, because we have heavy machinery that come in and out of here and, all that stuff. So it cracks the driveway. He, on his house, I don't know why he's got a gravel driveway, but he does. I think it was a rental property at one time. They didn't want to spend any more money on it, but nonetheless. And tires on a gravel driveway make a certain noise. You can hear it, So as I pass by his house, I don't have headphones or anything on. I've got my phone in my hand, not looking at Facebook or anything, but I've got, whatever news podcast I'm listening to, and my phone gets really loud. I'm getting in the zone. I'm head down and trying not to get rocks in my fucking shoes as I'm walking up this, 2-lane, or whatever road, country road. And I hear rocks crunching, and I'm thinking it's him backing out of his driveway with his Chevy Silverado. Not as big as mine, but I mean, he's got a Chevy Silverado, little 1500 series. And he comes up, whips up right next to me. This guy's got a helmet on, and he's on you ever seen an e-bike? They've got the big mountain, they're not even mountain bike tires. They're huge, fat tires on there. And he swings up next to me and kind of goes, hey. And I go, "Hey, cheater," as he's flying by me. "Cheater, cheater." So he goes down. He does there's a loop that you can do a couple streets over and then come back. It's probably a mile and a half round trip. Meanwhile, I'm hoofing it still, going now up this cul-de-sac. Comes back down, and he's like going, "Hey, you're Travis, right?" I said, yeah. He's like, "The guy in the yellow house." I said, "Yeah," because it was probably about a month since we met each other. He goes, "Yeah, hi, I'm Mike." I'm like, yeah, Mike and Tina. Your wife is Tina. Yeah, I don't remember, bad with names and all that stuff. You know how people are. I said, "So what do you got there, bud? Man, that looks pretty good." And he goes, "Yeah, I saw you out here walking every day. When I'm here," because a little background on him, he's retired from New York, and so they bought this house down here in North Carolina to retire in. His wife's still working, so he's retired. So he flies or he drives down on a 12-hour trip, I guess. Takes care of the house, does, odds and end things, and then he's gone for like 3 weeks. And then comes back down and, does odds and ends and stuff. Well, he's down by himself and doing odds and end things. I don't know what he's doing. And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You were out here running and walking and stuff every day." He goes, I got a little inspired by you, so I went out and bought an e-bike. I said, "But isn't that cheating?" He goes, No. It's a regular bike. You can pedal. You can pedal just like a regular bike. You got gears and stuff, and it's all, electronic, to switch gears and stuff. And I go, you know what? I bought a mountain bike a while back. It was like $400 and something, just a regular mountain bike with disc brakes and stuff. And I rode it one time on a road, and I told you the story. It's like when you get to the top of it, there's no real exercise because you're just going downhill the whole entire time. And then you get to the bottom of it, you got to go back uphill again. And I was like, fuck that. It was killing me. He goes, yeah, that's why I kick in the e-bike and have it do the work going uphill. And then I kind of, ride it downhill. I'm like going, why even do it, dude? Why even do it? Talking to him, he's 65 years old. He's retired. I said, where'd you retire from? He goes, 42 years, 46 years. I forget what he says. I walked into the Sing Sing Correctional Institute facility as a CO, correctional officer. Served 42 years there, or 40, whatever the age difference is. And I just retired. And I go, first of all, being a correction officer for 40 some odd years. Next, working at one of the toughest prisons in New York. And 3, did I lose count on the numbers and letters? I don't know. Doing it for 40 some odd years. Do we have that kind of dedication of people working jobs? 40 some odd years, 18 years old, retired, 65. Now he's living a great life. He's, union and all that stuff. But, up in New York, they're a big union state. First thing I said to him, I said, man, you have seen some things. He goes, I have seen a lot of things. And I go, I don't even want to know. I know a CEO that worked in Stark because I'm from Orlando, Florida. Stark is where Old Sparky is. That's the bad facility. You don't come out of Stark type deal. And he told me some stories of working in Stark out of Florida. And this guy was in Sing Sing. I think Sing Sing's like in China. No, it's in New York. I didn't realize that for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not up to code on my knowledge of institutes, jail or prison institutes, other than what I see on TV, He goes, yeah, seen some things, done some things, not happy with a lot of things. And, I'm like going, God, that's got to be bad. That's got to be, he's like, all right, well, see you later. I got my bike, my e-bike. He drives off. And I go, cheater, you're not there. He goes, well, the reason why he got his bike, on his defense, is he's got bad knees, and a bicycle are a little bit more gentle than like walking on concrete and pavement and stuff. I know, man. Oh, man, I feel it. Now, during my walk on this cul-de-sac of woe is me, I walk along these streets. I think there's a song there somewhere. Duke Energy has come out, and they're putting in the big cable, big dookie cable. It's not the size of this does not look good on the camera, does it? Big cable. It's probably 1.5 inches in diameter. I don't know what it's made out of, but they're digging a trench to put this cable in. And they're doing it the whole half mile on one side of the street. So there'll be a crew that comes out there and they'll dig, and then they'll stop, and I'll come back the next day and everything, they just stop. Well, we're done for the day, dude. All right. Lunch break, Charlie. I don't see him for like 2 or 3 days, and then another crew comes out. Dig. Run the cable a little bit more, so on and so forth. This one guy I see all the time. I say all the time. He's the most common one that comes out there. He's a lead foreman on the crew, and he's the one who digs. He'll sit in there with that little excavator, and he'll dig and dig and dig. He'll crack jokes and stuff. Faster! You're slowing up. I'm like, fuck you. So once they dig the trench, you got to bury it. Once the cable goes in there, you bury it. Well, that's the boring part. Because, every crew's got 2 men. You got the digger and you got the barrier. And I'm sitting there, and he was just leaning on the flatbed trailer that the excavator came out of, and he's watching the guy about, 1/4 of a mile down the road there. And basically you take that bucket and just slide the dirt over. Slide the dirt over in the hole or in the trench and just run over it a couple times. Slide, run over, continue all the way down. I looked at it, I said, would you pull rank on the guy? He starts laughing. He goes, yeah. He goes, he wanted to do it. He wanted to learn how to do it. And I go, well, good for him. I said, how long has he been with you? He goes, let me tell you something. I am 61 years old. Oh, God, here we go. Another lifer. He goes, I'm 61 years old. And he's standing next to me, white guy, a little heavier. You would expect a 61-year-old man. He's got his lime green vest on. He's got his hat, electric hat that was issued to him. Hard hat. And we're leaning on the flatbed trailer like I'm part of the crew, sitting there with my Mickey Mouse t-shirt and my headphones on. And he's like, look, this kid right here, he wanted to do it. I said, well, good. I said, how long has he been working for you? He goes, this is his second day. I said, really? He goes, yeah, second day. He wanted to get on there and push that dirt over and stuff. He goes, let me tell you something. I had a guy before this kid here that worked for me for over a year and a half. Or worked with him, I should say, not for him. I would tell him something one day, he'd forget that the next day. He's like, he was nothing but same age. The two kids, the new guy and the old guy, or the one that was there for a year and a half. This kid couldn't keep off TikTok, couldn't keep off his social medias, couldn't stay anything. He would lose it. Didn't you remember what I told you yesterday? Oh, nope. Oh, nope. So he got rid of him, transferred that kid out, and got this new guy. He goes, this new guy is doing good, but he's getting frustrated. I said, well, what do you mean by getting frustrated? He wants this. He wants to learn it. He wants to learn it all right now. I said, well, good for him. He's got ambition. He's a young kid. I said, how old is he? He goes, I don't know, mid-20s or something like that. I said, and he's working this, excavator, big excavator looking thing. But he wanted to do it. He's going to learn. This guy, let's call him Craig. Craig's sitting there and he's pointing at the young guy. Craig goes, he's going to learn. He's going to learn to have patience and don't overthink this job. He goes, I dig the trench. Shovel in, dirt out, shovel in, dirt out, shovel in, dirt out. That's all this job is. Now, granted, there's some technicalities and stuff. And then to bury it, it's almost the same thing. You turn your bucket to slide the dirt in, roll it over, pack it in. Slide the dirt over, pack it in. This kid's going to learn not to overthink this job. Get out of your head, is what he's telling me, that he told this kid. And I said, yeah, this kid's got he's 20. He's got ambition. I want to do this good. I want to do this, whatever. And I told Craig, I said, it's almost like, you got to do it one grain of sand at a time, burying this cable back into the ground. He goes, yeah, you really do. You almost literally have to do it one grain of sand at a time and don't overthink it. And so and then, another truck pulled up, boss man or something like that. I don't know. Foreman. I said, well, all right, Craig, I'll let you go. I said, this is my last lap. So if I don't see you now, I'll see you next week or whatever. He goes, you promise? I go, if it's not raining, I'll be here. He goes, all right, man, take care. I walk down the street and boss man gets out of his truck and I go, give him a salute, like a Benny Hill salute, and he starts laughing and they had a good time. But that was good information, good advice that this guy was telling me to what he's been trying to teach this guy. Kid has ambition, kid wanted to learn how to do the excavator, just can't overthink it. That's what he said. Just have patience. There's no time. Of course, there's a time, but anyways. So he went on from there. Am I a bad neighbor? Of course I am. I'm always a bad neighbor. I got into a delay of game this week, and I was like, oh, man. If I ain't got enough shit to worry about trying to figure out watching videos and trying to fix my social media stuff, I got this to deal with too. All right, well, I'll talk about that when I come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. I'll talk about this one now because I kind of teased you last week. I know I left you on the hook from last week. Don't forget, for every show we do here, This is 50, you can find us over on YouTube for now. Of course, you can download us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, actual Apple Podcasts, and all the other things. Just search This is 50 Podcast Show. or This Is 50 show, sorry. I got to get those right because there is some other people out there that like to talk about rap. And the rapper, this is for 50 Cent. So those shows can get kind of confusing. So This Is 50 show. Over on YouTube, make sure you give us a like and subscribe over there. Numbers are going good. Appreciate all you guys. I hope that the Facebook thing does not affect us as far as growth. But only you guys are going to be able to determine that. So we appreciate you guys. I'll just let you know right up front. And if you want to see anything, you can always refer back to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. I normally don't give that out on this show. Like I said, this show's therapy for me. I'm trying not to make it as commercial as possible. Just me and you, my thoughts, your opinions, my opinions, all that stuff. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. Not to muck it up with commercial stuff, but unfortunately, where I'm at right now with the social media is I got to kind of lean on that. So last week, at the end of the show, I was going to talk about something, and I kind of backed out because it was going to take a little bit longer for me to talk about. Back to social media. When I first signed on to Facebook, as a joke, I was doing a show in Orlando, Florida, and Facebook just came out like in 2005, 2006, but it still really didn't get it's, hit the ground running type deal. As a joke on the show, I said, well, we were having an argument about who would get the most likes or more friends or something like that, just kind of piss a match between myself and whoever co-hosted the show I was on. I said, I'm going to sign up for Facebook, and I guarantee you I'll have more friends requests than you will. So the gauntlet was laid down. I signed up for Facebook, and that's how I got started in 2009 on Facebook. Fast forward to now, what's that, 15 years, something like that? All that effort and stuff from 2009 all the way to now is gone. But during that time, I learned that my high school drama teacher, who he was a weird dude. Imagine a troll hippie who stunk. Not like patchouli oil or anything. He just smelled like old, stale beer all the time. He was our main drama teacher in high school. My freshman year in high school, I had a group of girls, punk rock girls, that took me under their wing. They were seniors at the time. They thought I was cool. They thought I was cute. We could change him. We can, spice him up. I was a little skater boy, and they were like going, "Come here, little skater boy," and took me under their wings and kind of guided me through, protected me, sheltered me during high school, my freshman year of high school, which I am grateful for. I am so grateful for them because without them, I wouldn't have made friends on my own, other than the little skateboarding group that I had. So, of course, these punk rock girls would always hang out in the drama club office, whatever area there, which was usually on the back of the auditorium or whatever drama room where you did all your plays, the playhouse. There was always a small room in the back where it was an office. And this one girl, now this is my freshman year in high school, who was a senior, she was a senior, was always in the drama teacher's office. And I'm like, God, it fucking stinks in here. It stinks like farts and old beer. And one of the girls that took me under the wing says, they're dating. And the girl that was dating him was somewhat of an attractive girl. She wasn't ugly. She wasn't hideous or anything like that. She was far beyond being a beautiful model or anything, but she wasn't a fucking troll. This guy literally had moles on his face. He was a fucking troll. Nice guy, weird guy. I thought he was on mushrooms half the time, like some of the stuff he would say. You go, hey, Mr. C, what do you think I should do with the lighting and stuff over there? And he'd sit there and suck his teeth and go, what do you think you should do with the lighting. How would you handle that? You know, and it's like you're sitting there like, you know, I'm on 10. He's on negative 0.3. I'm like, let's go, man. Let's make some decisions here. So he dated this girl while she was a senior in high school. Now, I don't know what age she was, but this is back in, I was a freshman in high school in 1988. So the whole teacher romance stuff, as long as they didn't physically display it in school, I guess it was overlooked. I mean, he was the drama teacher. The whole school was, you know, trying to get out of poverty. It was a shitty ass high school. They were trying to get the numbers up and all that stuff. They didn't have time to worry about this, you know, drunken high school smoking weed hippie drama teacher. He could do whatever he wanted. On a certain level, he never did anything rude, never stepped outside of his boundaries with any of the students around me or around everyone in the class. He never really did anything like that. But he did have a relationship with this girl outside of the school, outside of the four walls. Now, I grew up, I'm in high school, now I'm in sophomore, and the punk rock girls have gone, okay, Travis, you're on your own. Make your own friends. Here's your base of friends that you've started with, and so on and so forth. So I said, well, I'll sign up for drama class. So I signed up for drama class, did excellent at it. Got to learn all the behind the scenes stuff. At the time, they built this brand new amphitheater, big, huge fucking place. And I was able to take part of that and help, not design it, but help, you know, create all this stuff and did all the stuff. Production and entertainment was in my blood at that time. I'm like, this is where I fit in. This is what I'm supposed to do. So from sophomore, you know, knocked it out, did all the stuff, ran lighting boards, ran soundboards, was, you know, leads and roles, supporting actors in roles, went to competitions, all that stuff. I did the whole entire drama nerd thing while still being a punk rock guy. My senior year of high school, your senior year in high school, when you're in drama class, you want that big role. You want that Academy winning role type deal. And we do 2 major plays a year. The first one we did, which I did not make the lead in, was a play called Diviners, which is a sad play about a retarded boy who can feel water in the ground. Then the second play we did, our second production, which is, it's a 6-week production, you know, put everything together and all that stuff, was a play called, you might have heard of it, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I played Jack Nicholson's part. Yes, I was R.P. McMurphy. And I had the big role of holding that whole entire production together. And opposite of me was this young girl, senior as well. She was Nurse Ratched. I mean, what you would think a nurse would look like in high school. You know, not short. She was shorter than me. She was probably 5'9", heavy set, big tits, big ass, white girl, freckles, and, you know, hair back in a ponytail type deal. Not the prettiest girl in the world, but still, she looked like a nurse. She looked older than her age. After high school, and I joined, you know, Facebook and stuff, I realized, or I saw pictures of my drama teacher with the Nurse Ratched. They were dating under my nose in high school, and then I think for like 4 or 5 years outside of high school. So when you're 18, how old's your drama teacher? He must have been 40. But when you're young, everyone looks 90. You know, everyone's an oldo. And then out of high school, for 5 years out of that, he was probably 45, 46, 47, maybe 48. And she was, you know, 21, 22, 23 years old. But it was just weird. It was a weird situation. 1, he stunk. 2, he stunk. And 3, he's not the best looking guy in the world. He looked like a freaking troll. Now, of course, she's gone off and she's gotten married and she's had kids, and this is all through Facebook and all the social medias and stuff. And I, you know, keep in contact with her through like likes and thumbs up. I never really ask any questions or anything like that. And then I saw that he had something bad happen to him to where he was hospitalized, and then he went from being, 300 pounds to 150 pounds, that gaunt, long face and stuff. And he's out of teaching and stuff. He's retired and doing like weird. This is the funny part, or the weird, scary part. He's doing photography, and he's doing like weird photography with like young women and taking pictures of, I say young women, of age women, but all in this like scandalous clad, nouveau, hands on the breast. The women aren't that pretty, they're not that pretty. So it's not like he's got like a gallery of all these, Insta models and stuff. They're not that pretty, but he does very well with his pictures. Okay. They're all right. I guess I could do better pictures on my phone. Anyway, so that was my story about my high school drama teacher dated two people right underneath everyone's nose. And I graduated high school in 91. Nobody said anything. Nobody came down. There was no FBI or any kind of, rational or anything like that. So, that's the story I let off or ended last week with. So I just want to make sure I paid that off for you. I'm a bad neighbor though. And when I come back, I'm going to dive into that whole ordeal. So stick around. I'll be right back. So I know, I'm sorry. This hasn't been a very exciting show, but these are some can be, A pluses. Some can be D minuses. And, I hope at least I can entertain you. At least I can do something therapeutic wise, because this helps me out a lot. These are the excuse me, I've said this a million times, these are the lottery balls that are floating around in my head all the time. And if I can get rid of one of those lottery balls, zoop, talk about this, get that off my plate, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, I got plenty of lottery balls, so don't worry. Like if you're watching us here on the YouTube channel, this I'm hoping this is the last weekend of hot weather here in the Carolinas. Now, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. We have a population of 2,500 people. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. This studio is about 800 square feet long. It's above our 3-car garage. I've sectioned it off. It's, cut it off in half. It's storage on that side. A bit of wall insulated and everything in. It's got a door. You can walk in and out of that door. If you need to go get a CD or something, it's in that room. It's not like a throw, everything away in their room. It's organized. It's my man cave, baby. But as you guys might have known, that thing right there behind me took a dump. That's my split unit. We've had it about 6-7 years. I don't know. You can go back through all the other podcasts that I do and watch me actually install that thing. And it's just not worth fixing once the condenser goes bad. I think we paid $700 for that, and it's got a little handler outside. Condenser for that stupid thing is about $300 and some odd dollars. Might as well just buy another unit and stick it in the same hole. Tell me about it. If I had a nickel, right? So in the process, I've got this little R2D2 unit here, which we used to have in our bedroom, and we got a 6-inch exhaust. And when we had it in our bedroom, went out the window, and it kept our room easily 56 degrees in there in the bedroom. Now our bedroom is 20 by 22. But we're dealing with the AC and that unit at the same time. Up here, this thing doesn't do fucking squat. I'm sorry. If you're watching me, I'm glowing. I'm glistening because it is actually 84 degrees up here in the studio on the second floor of our Prophet Radio studio here. So I'm hoping that this is the last week, if not the second to last week of high temperatures here in the Carolinas. Hopefully we'll get some cooler weather so I can keep the guests and everything that are, comfortable here in the studio. I've got to run this thing almost 24/7 just to cool the room down, but it's so freaking loud. Once it gets cool in here, as soon as you turn that thing off, you can just sit there every 15 minutes. That it goes up a degree. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter in here. So hopefully with this year's tax returns and stuff from all the different shows, yes, I do make money doing this. This is not just outside of therapy. I do make money doing this, and it's because of you guys. You guys, like and subscribe and listen and downloads and stuff, and there's a whole affiliate thing in the background, but that's neither here nor there. But I can get enough money to turn around and buy a new one of those. So just to let you know that I don't just do this outside of me going over my therapy stuff. Yes, I do. but it also pays a lot of the bills. You know, it pays the light bills up here. We're on a separate breaker from the rest of the house and so on and so forth. I know I'm spinning around here. I'm trying to make this show as interesting as possible to give you a little back behind the scenes type stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. The only downfall about doing this type of work from your home office, your home location, and it is your business, it is your livelihood and stuff, your neighbors text you. If you're friends with your neighbors text you. So if the power ever goes out, the neighbors on that side, there's a family from Hawaii. They migrated from the Philippines to Hawaii, and then they've moved up here. They've got a family of, I don't know, 6-7 people. It's Filipino family. So it's like the mother or the husband and wife, his 2 kids, the father, and, you know, the grandfather lived there, and, you know, so on and so forth. So if the power goes out, he's always working. He'll text me, hey, is the power out? And I'm like, yeah, the power's out. And he's like, okay, when's it coming back on? I'm like, okay, you know, that's the only conversation that we have over there. The other neighbor here with the Leaf Nazi, you know who I'm talking about. He's the airplane pilot guy. He's barely in town. Our relationship, I don't know if it's strained a little bit because of things going on with the tractor and what he's got going on and just a whole bunch of different stuff. Listen to the last couple of podcasts and tell me your feelings if I'm wrong for doing this. So I get a text from him the other day, right in the middle of the show. Ba-ding! Now it's my own fault for leaving the phone on. But I don't think my wife was home at the time, so I'd like to keep the phone on just in case there's an emergency with her traveling to and from work from Charlotte into Marshville, which is an hour-long drive. I get a text from him. Do you know whose dog this is? And he takes a picture of the dog. It's like a little mutt, you know. One of those dogs you have to get their hair cut, you know, trim. It doesn't just have, you know, just doesn't shed. And I go, oh, fuck. In the middle of my broadcast and stuff, and I'm like, pause everything, because if I don't answer this, he's going to text again. So I look at it and I go, huh. I think that's our new neighbor behind us, the one who just built the house on the cul-de-sac, the first house on the cul-de-sac. I think this is their dog, because not that I met the dog. I was out there talking to him, and their little dog came, you know, oh, that's Madame Tussell, or I don't know, Madame whatever dog fucking name they gave the dog. And so I look at the picture that my neighbor sends me, and I go, yeah, I think that's the neighbor behind us, who I, in the back of my mind, complains about your fucking dog barking all night long. But I didn't tell him that. Let him dive into that friggin' grenade. So he goes, okay. And I said, you know, their name is Monica and James. So he drives out, because he lives next door. He drives out on the main road, goes down about 100 yards, goes down the cul-de-sac, turns into the first house on the street. And he is religious. He is, you know, very friendly, but he's a right-winger. You know, I believe in Trump. I believe in this. I believe in, you know, America. I believe in this. I believe in God. Far right wing guy. Doesn't push any of his beliefs on you, which is the best type of person to have, right? So I'm sitting here doing the show, and I took a break during the show. Not this show, the Deacon Live show. Took a break. Text him, any luck with the neighbor? He goes, no, but I met everyone, and their dog too. The dog that they have. And I'm going, okay, interesting to hear what kind of conversation that was, because that's all that backdoor neighbor talks about is his fucking dog barking all the time. He probably went over there. The airline pilot probably goes, hey, I'm your backdoor neighbor who lives over there. And James, the one who lives back there in the new house, probably goes, oh, the one with the fucking dog? I'm sure that conversation went real well. Anyways, I haven't talked to him and figured out that conversation yet. So then he goes, well, who else can it be? And he's texting me. I'm like going, dude, man, I don't fucking... If it's not your dog, put it on the ground and let it go. Let it be a dog somewhere else. We live in the fucking country. I got cats that come over here that I don't even know whose cats they are. I don't go grab the cat and go, hey, is this your cat? Fuck no. the cat will be a cat and let it be a cat. This dog, who's a little scruff dog, a little mutt, little Shih Tzu, Itsu, Ashubashuatsu dog, is running around our fucking neighborhoods. Now, when I say neighborhoods, he's got 18 acres next door. I've got, 20 some odd acres. They're long, skinny lots. So, it takes nothing for me to walk from my house to his house. Might take me, 2 minutes, minute and a half to get over there, through the trees and stuff and walk over there. This dog has been roaming around. It's got dirt and leaves all stuck in it and stuff. He went to every house in a 500-yard radius to find out whose dog this is. Because, dogs got little legs. It's not traveling far. The worst case scenario, I thought, was maybe someone, because we are out here in the country, opened the door. All right, Scruffy, get out. Shut the door and left it in the country here. That was the worst case scenario. So he texts me every 20 some odd minutes. Well, it's not this house. And he literally, screenshot the Google Maps and circle the house that he just checked. And I'm like, all right, well, it's not that house. All right, fine. And I'm going on about the show and stuff. And I get another text. Well, it's not this house. And he circles, Google Maps. He circles the house that's, behind that house. And not this one. Finally finds out whose house it is. It's a house that's behind that one. And he's like going, yeah, I met them and they were nice and stuff. I'm like, great, thumbs up. Whew, good. I'm glad you solved it. I was so fucking worried. I wasn't worried. Dude, I got shit to do. I don't sit here and find someone else's fucking dog. Let it be, like I said, let it be a dog. Let it run around the place. But he's not like that. And God bless him for it. And I use that term very strong, very forcefully. Because he does have that religious background. He wants to do good. He wants to be... He could not let that dog roam on his own conscience and not help that dog. He wanted to help that dog. His family wanted to help that dog. Me, don't care. It's not my dog, not my problem. It's not bothering me. If it gets to be a problem, I'll put him in a trap and take him up to the dump. Secretly drop him off at the dump. So, everything's good. And I made a joke. I said, if you can't find the owner, just don't eat the dog. That type of stuff. And we chuckle back and forth. But I was like going, I don't care. I don't care. I don't need step by step of you finding the dog and not what's going on with the dog or something like that. I don't know. One more little thing and I'll let you get back to doing what you got to do. I fell. I know, I fell. And my wife made fun of me. So I'll dive into that story. Short little story, and I'll let you get back to doing what you got to do. Stick around, I'll be right back. So being that I've been walking on the cul-de-sac behind me for the last, I don't know, however many months now. I think I missed one day over the last 3 months because of rain. I'm talking heavy rain. I was getting on the scale about every other day, and I was looking at the scale and I was like going, oh. I go from, this amount of weight down to, down 3 pounds and up 4 pounds, and down 3 pounds and then up 4 pounds, and down 4 pounds and up 2 pounds. It's that bing, bing, bing. I'm hitting that plateau. I know I'm picking my nose here. Sorry. So I just quit. I said, I'm not looking at once a month, maybe I'll get on the scale or something like that. And I forgot that, in my gym days when I was playing, you're going to go bullshit. When I was part of the practice team of the Orlando Magic, living in Orlando, and I would put on a little bit of weight, I would always stay around like 210. Now I'm 6'2", and 210, but if I put on a little bit of weight, I could feel it in my clothes. What I'm saying? I could feel it in my clothes. Now, I'm older, and, the clothes that I put on, I was like, oh, I hate this shirt because it pulls and tugs and whatever. I don't judge myself by my physical weight. I judge myself on how the clothes are fitting me. And my clothes are fitting me a lot better now. I can feel it. I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I go to take a shower, and I kind of, we got full length mirrors and then in the bathroom and so I know it's like Playboy Mansion in our bathroom. And when I get out and I look at myself, I'm like, well, I still look, a little big or whatever. But when I put clothes on, I could tell that they drape lower on my body than they normally would, like a shirt or something like that. So I go to put on my night pants, my house pants is what I call them. And I pick my foot up, put it in one leg, and then I pick my other foot up. And because I've been walking and doing so much strenuous work, trying to get myself in better format, my leg doesn't make it to the second hole. Guys, ladies, I'm sure you've done the same thing. But at the end of a long day of walking 4 miles and dealing with my neighbor's dogs and all the other things that I have going on, doing the broadcast, editing everything, getting everything up on social medias, not anymore because everything's been taken away from me. Thank you very much. Bob Davis is the name of the guy, name of the guy who took away my Instagram account. And having a couple beers and relaxing for the night after a big long shower and stuff. I am not in the 100% state that I should be in. And I step into my pants, my house pants, and if the foot doesn't make it in the hole, what happens? Yep, right on the floor. Wha-bam! God damn it! My wife goes, "You okay?" Yeah. Hey, she's out there and working in her office. "Are you okay? Honey, are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine. My leg could not find the hole." She starts laughing. I go, I know, laugh it up, chuckles. I put my leg in my house pants and I walk out to her. She's like, "What happened? I can't hear you out here." I go, "I couldn't get my leg in the hole. I tripped on myself and fell." She's like, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, my hip's a little bad and my shoulder, might have to cash in that life insurance policy if I pass out in my sleep, but for the most part, I think I'm good. She's like, "Okay, well, I heard a big thump, and our house sits up on it's got a crawl space, and we have solid wood floors and stuff, so when you land on one side of the house, boom, it's like a big bass drum that goes through the whole entire house." So she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. My pride's a little hurt and my shoulder's been bothering me, but no, I'm fine. Don't worry about me." One thing that I have done when I get out of the shower, you ready, ladies? This is going to turn you on so much. Once I dry myself off, I've been using, do I have one up here? Why would you have something up here that you use in the shower? Maybe this is it. It's not like the ones I have. Hold on. It's not like the ones I have in the bathroom. These, not this orange one, and we bought special ones. Microfiber towels. You know, they're like 18-inch squares or whatever like that. And my wife bought me a real nice set of them. They're gray, and the reason why she bought them for me is because when I shave and stuff, I like a nice towel right there at the sink. You know, so I can take it and wipe it, and I put the towel right. That towel is only for my face, and that alone. I don't use it anywhere else until now. Because I notice that when I wipe my face with a microfiber towel, it kind of makes my skin feel smooth, and it literally gets everything off of my skin. So, as any guy would know, when you dry yourself off, you kind of do your pits. You kind of do, you know, the towel. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, this is 50. You do the towel behind your back, and you're stroking yourself, you know, left and right, and you wipe your chest down. You do like you're under your balls. You do your legs, up, down one, up, you know, back up the other. Kind of do your butt crack a little bit, and then you kind of just leave it. And you just kind of let yourself go air dry. I've been using the microfiber towel because I went like, oh, I'm still kind of damp right there. I've been using the microfiber towel to get the tender areas nice and dry and clean. And it's a world of difference. It is a world of difference if you've never used like a microfiber towel on your genital areas or your tender areas. Women, I don't know if you can do that, but maybe between the creases where your leg meets your you know what I'm saying, right in there. So I wouldn't use it like on your ladies, on nature's pocket, but I would use it, you know, in the backside. It's just a different clean, a different feeling. I know. If I haven't lost you by now, you guys are gone. There's like 3 people listening to the show after that. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. I just thought it was interesting that how much a microfiber towel drying yourself off can make you feel. So on that note, guys, make sure you go to YouTube and like and subscribe us over there. And it's at This Is 50 Show. Give us a thumbs up over there, and you can see anytime we do a new show. And also, we're on Instagram. Not Instagram. Sorry, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you're listening to us. Take us along with you. And if there's a place for you to give us a review, man, we would appreciate that. That'd be awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you. All right, guys, thank you for listening to me. What's my tagline? All right, guys, thanks for listening to me work all this stuff out. Okay, see you. Bye.